Hey everyone, Alex.acuff here with eXp Realty and Team Accelerate. In this show, we interview top real estate influencers, and we're going to learn everything about their business, their brand, and their rev share, and what they're doing in their business today. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest today, who is pretty much the founder of Team Accelerate, Gusty Gulas. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Appreciate it. Looking forward to our time today.
That's right. That's right. So we want to jump right into it. The audience may not know exactly who Gusty Gulas is. So what I'd like to do is for you to just share a little bit about where did you come from? And we'll just kind of start there. Where'd you come from as far as the real estate, and where are you located, and a little bit about your team and company?
Yeah, perfect. So I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. We run a real estate team of 25 agents, 11 support staff. In 2021, we closed on 566 homes for 152 million in volume. So it didn't start there. I've been growing a team over the last 10 years and really just stair-stepped. Really started as a as a baby agent, grew to a top agent, and then built a team, and then grew, in essence, a mega team. Pretty involved in the real estate industry. Have been a local association of realtors president. I'm currently on the National Association of Realtors board. So I love our realtor industry, and I feel like I'm 40 years old, already been in the business 16 years, and this is my career. So I'm fully invested in pretty much all things real estate. So, but that's a little bit about me. But other than that, married. I got 2 kids. I got 2 boys, Trip and Max, 6 and 3, and just helping grow eXp not only in Birmingham but all around the country.
Very cool, very cool. So let's dig a little bit into your journey, and let's pick it up. We know you owned an independent brokerage, and so one thing I really just wanted to highlight for our viewers and listeners today is to kind of hammer into exactly. What did it take for you to make that move over to eXp? Why did you transition an independent agency? Kind of tell me a little bit about that journey, if you could unpack that for us.
Yeah, sure. So I consider myself a student of the industry. And so I'm always looking at, where the industry is going. And as an independent broker owner, I ran a independent brokerage for 4.5 years. We grew that to be in number 3 in units, number 4 in volume in our market of about, I think at the time that was at 350 brokerages. And so the main reason why I looked at eXp originally is I wanted to know, it wasn't in our market at that time, but I wanted to know what was coming down the pipeline. And I really looked at it from a defensive measure. And to make sure, I knew, if somebody was coming here with eXp, what am I going to be up against? So I actually looked at it from a defensive measure. And when I saw the model, I was like, oh my gosh, I am screwed as an independent broker. That's what I said to myself. And so I originally looked at it in August of 17. But I wasn't in a position where I could make a change. It didn't make sense at the time. I just knew, oh man, this is a beast. And we eventually made the change 2 years later, August of 2019. And I asked myself, as soon as I'll unpack it a few ways.
Please.
The one thing, after I saw it, I literally thought about eXp every single day after that, because it was such. I just immediately got the model, immediately understood what it could do for my family, but also for my agents. And that's really the question I asked myself. I asked, what is in the best interest of all my agents? Because if I could truly answer that question, then I knew it would be in my best interest. So I said, I looked at it, what is in the best interest of my agents? I was 100% believe that this was the best model for my not only my team members, but the agents that were at my independent brokerage. And I felt comfortable making the change and moving a thriving real estate brokerage with a solid name in our market, and merge it with eXp, which really in our market was an unknown. It was less than 1% market share. So
Wow.
I mean, that's really where it came about. It came from defense, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the real deal.
What was
And
the threat? What was
um,
kind of that threat that you were kind of like, what kind of what initiated that thought of,
I
dang, I
knew I
need to
couldn't
look into
offer. I knew I couldn't offer what this company offered to agents. I mean,
what what
I couldn't offer the opportunities. Like I couldn't offer stock.
hmm,
I couldn't offer revenue share unless I completely restructured the company. I couldn't offer the training opportunities. I mean, literally, I was looking at the training schedule with an agent in Florida yesterday, and literally the agent was like, "I cannot believe how much training is offered." I was doing everything I could to create content just for a 1 hour lunch and learn on a weekly basis at the
right.
brokerage. Now, like there's about 20 plus trainings on a daily basis.
Jeez.
I mean, I just couldn't offer what this company offered. And then on top of that, um, I started thinking about like, what does my future look like as a broker owner?
Mhm.
What is truly wealth building opportunities,
Yeah.
how do I help grow my agents? How do I, have like, have you ever heard of a retirement party in real estate? There's not
No.
really, I mean, it's called a funeral. and
Yeah, right.
so, and so I was thinking like, all right, well, at some point I do want to retire. And so how do we get agents to actually make this a true career, be able to retire? And with this model, we're able to. So
Right.
it was just, I couldn't create it. And it
Right.
literally was, it was a better model, period.
Mhm. Yeah. It's kind of, I think you give you kind of shed light on a little bit different perspective than most people that'll come on this interview, because it's like I always talk to top producing agents and I'm like, have you ever heard of EXP? And most people they're like, no, or someone mentioned it to me. They may have sent a video. I'm really happy where I'm at. I think that's
Mhm.
really the big thing is I'm very happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I think uh you know, reaching out to people, I'm more so I'm very flattered, like when you reached out to me about it, because I was very happy where I was at, and I was very hard-headed at the time. But like you're saying, kind of understanding the opportunity, if you're a top agent, I know it's hard to you want to stay in your groove. You're like, this is my success, this is where I'm successful, and
Mhm.
you're like, I'm just going to stay in my lane. I think bringing that humility to the table and saying, hey, I'll look at it, I'll take a look at the opportunity,
Mhm.
and see what it really has to offer. And it may not be, and it's not for everyone. Let's just be honest, it's not for
Mhm.
everyone. It's not the cure all, it's not going to be everything for everyone, but I think it does offer more opportunities for more agents down the road,
Yeah.
especially moving into kind of our web 3.0, what we're walking into, everybody talking about a Facebook metaverse and stuff like that. People don't understand EXP is easily 12 years ahead of the game here, and they're
Mhm.
built for it. They're built
Yeah.
for it. So
Yeah.
that was a really big piece for me once I really kind of dug in. Heck, I mean, for me, it was just really the splits. I saw the splits and I saw the cap, and I
Yeah.
was like,
I
I'm
mean,
good.
that's pretty nice too. Yeah, I mean, I think like, yeah, I understand people can be happy at a certain company, but you don't know what you don't know,
That's right.
and I think people they don't do enough research at how can this truly better my family,
Hmm.
and like that's great that you've got a great relationship with your broker or company, but do you have ownership in that company?
Right.
Are you able to will any kind of anything to your kids, to your spouse or partner, whatever? I mean, those are the kind of things that you need to be thinking about, because at some point, like I want to sell real estate because I want to, not because I have to.
That's right.
And I think part of the people do not like, I mean, I've seen it with some of my friends that are locally in the real estate business that go, 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 sell a lot of real estate. What happens when they get sick? what happens when they get down and they're hurt and they're out 30, 60, 90, 120 days? They've lost all their momentum, and then they've lost the revenue. Well, if you would have come into a model like this and helped build and grow it, then you would at least have a safety net. It's almost like having a insurance policy, just in case anything happens to you. So, I think people really need to kind of open up their eyes and think about what does really the future look like, and how can they do this, how can they do this business a little bit easier and smarter?
Yeah, I think from an ownership perspective, I think the one question that kind of haunts a lot of broker owners at night is the retention of real estate agents, and
Yeah.
I think it's something that is absolutely not talked enough about. And when we were in Cabo, we had the opportunity to listen to Frank Gray, and one of the things that he touched on was a retention plan. It's something you constantly think of. You're like, okay, well, my company's worth is in the agents that are in my company. And how am I going to continue to retain those agents and reward those agents and make them want to stay at this company and continue to grow? How do I do that? Right. And so, his retention plan was this for his agents. And I feel like you kind of thought about it the same way when you were looking at your agents saying, gosh, how do I come up with a full hour every week just for a lunch and learn? How do I retain and keep continuing adding value, and watch it grow as people continue to grow with the company? Because I'll be honest with you, with every company I've been with so far up until now, is that like there's the law of diminishing returns, right? So when you're a new agent and you join a company, you get the training up front, how to do a contract, how to do this, ask a bunch of questions. And then you get to the point where the agent, the broker, the owners want you to really hit your stride and build your business. And then you go, what's next? And they're like, keep going, buddy. Great job.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right. Like, I feel like even from a broker standpoint, like, I felt like I had to start playing defense.
Right.
And God, that's not a good feeling. So now I'm to the point where I feel like I'm playing offense, but I feel like I'm playing offense, like spread offense and a Wildcat combined, for my football people. Like if you're going up against me and you're doing model A against model B, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that has a better model than eXp. And if there is, y'all need to contact me and let me know.
Yeah. That's one thing I will tell you. Better. eXp agents have open ears. And it's because they're at eXp. And so if you have a better opportunity, I want you to call me because I need to know about it.
Yes.
And it's not to play defense. It's to literally look at it as an offensive move. My granddad, God rest his soul, Earl Acuff, 3-star general, his thing he used to say to us all the time is he goes, and he was in 3 wars. The best defense is a better offense. He'd tell us that all the time. And that's to be the aggressor. And that is something that I've always taken to heart and carried with me through this industry, is to be proactive and be the one on offense that is creating the business, that is making the moves. So because what you do is you force someone else into a position where they're more reactive than proactive, right? And so, man, thanks for sharing about all of everything from kind of your bird's eye 10,000 foot view of the broker owner standpoint.
Can I touch a little bit more on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think this is one thing that is not really talked about enough, actually, because there are a lot of broker owners that are out there. And, the things that as a broker owner that you have to, that you deal with on a nightly basis. And like, if an agent is listening to this, like, this is what your broker has to think about. What if the broker gets sued? What if that brokerage, gets sued? And, that's a lot of stress. It's a lot of money. Yeah, you've got E&O insurance, but sometimes E&O insurance doesn't cover it. And then also you've got deductibles on that E&O insurance. And I will tell you that can stress somebody out big time. And then most brokers don't have an exit plan.
Right.
And so that's really where, I was having a conversation with a gentleman that is in a different business, but this gentleman was 70 years old, and he was basically robbing Peter to pay Paul, and had a great name, and had, worked for so long, and really one, two bad deals or slow paying deals crushed him. And
Mm.
he didn't have a solid exit plan. And I'll tell you what, and that was actually before our transition. That scared me. Being
Yeah.
able to kind of lean on people that were, older, wiser, and unfortunately they didn't have the right plan. And so those were a couple of things as like broker owners have to deal with. You're always having to, get better, which I think we all need to do that. But, it's super tough being a broker owner.
Hmm.
It is one of the toughest jobs in the business. And I think you've got to look at, what do you really do well?
Yeah.
And really what it came down for me is like, I love coaching and mentoring agents. I love doing trainings. I love all the fun parts of marketing. Here's what I didn't like. I didn't like all the bad phone calls, because guess what? Brokers get bad phone calls when
Yes, they do.
agents don't do the right things. And then, and that's really what it boils down to is, I love the great parts of this business, and eXp allows me to do the great and fun parts of this business. And we get to delegate all of our risk, all of our liabilities, and all of the unfun parts to corporate. And so it allows me to not only grow in Birmingham, but we've got folks in 8 states.
Mhm.
We've been in conversations with people overseas. And so that's really where I think, from a broker standpoint, especially if you've got some influence, oh my gosh, like you can grow outside of your market and
Yeah.
really grow a borderless brokerage without risk, without the liability.
Yeah. The social capital that people that are influencers that are not with this company have no idea.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the potential income of it. And the level of affecting lives. People get on social media they may be bored, or they may want to educate people, and they may really want to share their knowledge with folks. But at the same time, I say, why not capitalize on it and really change some lives? Because if you can become a business partner with those people behind the screen that are staring at their phones late at night trying to figure out what to do or how you did that, I think there's a lot of good in that.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take it? But so jumping back on what you were talking about as far as exit strategies, I think everybody watching this video, Gusty, is going to go, well, all that sounds really great. So what's your exit strategy? What's your exit, Gusty?
eXp. So here's the thing, like, with revenue share, what that allows me to do, in essence, revenue share is basically small referral fees
Hmm.
um, from business partners throughout the country. And so through that revenue share, I can, here's the exit plan. Here was the wealth building strategy that was like, ding. It was, I can will this to my kids.
Bingo.
I can will it to my spouse. And literally only one person, either my spouse has to be licensed, or if I want to will my revenue share to a trust, one person in the trust has to be licensed with eXp. All that revenue share that is paid on a monthly basis will go to my kids. So I'm truly building an asset.
Hmm.
And so not only that, we've got a pretty solid stock account that's growing on a daily basis.
That's right.
And so those are just, those are a couple of ways. But I think some of the things that, people don't talk about is, the you mentioned social capital. Well, through relationships that I've met with at eXp and some doors have opened, and I've been able to invest in some different tech companies.
That's cool.
I've been able to invest in some different investments. And so,
Nice.
that's allowed, if it wasn't for a partnership with eXp, those things wouldn't happen. And so that's like, I'm in a room with people that are well connected,
Hmm.
very smart, entrepreneurial, and as long, I mean, just like anything, if you're collaborating with those folks, you're building those relationships, and with those relationships, opportunities arise, and you've either got to take advantage of it or sit on the sidelines. And I've just decided to take advantage of it, with calculated risk.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know we haven't talked about it yet, but can you tell the audience a little bit about what does your organization look like at eXp? Tell us a little bit about the size. How long has it taken you to get there?
Yeah.
Share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, we merged August of 2019. I think we ended up with 30 agents that merged over, just a hair, maybe a little bit more. Now, I personally have introduced 41 people to eXp,
Wow.
and that has turned into 338 people
That's awesome.
over 8 states. So, like 22 have come over in the last 30 days. I have not personally introduced any of those people to eXp. So now it's able to grow. And I mean, literally, I can't stop it if I wanted to stop it. The only way I could stop it is if I left eXp.
That's right.
I
don't think you go anywhere.
that is the one way. But yeah, I mean, it is truly growing exponentially. Now, what a lot of times we do, and I say we as in Jenny Williams and myself, is we have conversations with a lot of agents that maybe Alex will introduce, or
Yep.
other people. And so we just have a little bit more experience of working with corporate, and understanding a little bit more of what this company offers. And so we truly look at our that 338 people as our business partners, and whatever we can do to help them, we have a vested business interest in seeing them succeed. So
Yeah.
we're there as a collaborator for them.
Yeah. I think often said, but truly misunderstood, is that word collaboration. And, it's often said in most companies, but I will say it truly does happen here, even at the highest levels, after meeting everyone, really the cream of the crop in the real estate industry that's with eXp. No, from my personal perspective, I came over in April of 2020. And since then I've had the opportunity to partner with you, and we've had so much fun doing this. I'll be honest with you. I'm all about the word fun. I love having fun in what I do. I love having fun with the people. Once I start not having fun, you will know, trust me, I will just disappear. But yes, as far as like introducing people to the company, I think, you do a really great job of explaining eXp, and really kind of doing like a needs analysis with most folks, and kind of understanding their business, and where does eXp and where does eXp kind of fit those voids, or how does it really take someone's business to the next level? So that's a really important part. That three-way conversation Zoom call with you or Jenny has just been phenomenal. I've absolutely taken advantage of it. So I appreciate all you do for me and my business, and for Mary Gale and everyone down here in Auburn. I think it goes, what I say is that, like, the amount that eXp shares in revenue with you guys for what you do, you're way underpaid for the amount I ask for. So
it's all good. It's all good.
That's right. That's right.
I think at the end of the day, like, that we're, especially Jenny and I, we're givers, and we want to see people succeed, and we have a big heart, and so it's not like everybody that contacts us, we bring them in. We want to bring in people that we find that are going to be great fits to work with us, and are like-minded, and want to collaborate, because we're truly, in my opinion, we're building this borderless community that is truly about collaboration, giving back, helping our industry, and helping agents grow to where they want to go.
That's right.
And I think, a lot of times our conversations, especially initial conversations, it has nothing to do with EXP. It's
Mm-mm.
about what is going on in this agent's, like, in their business. How can we help them in their business first? And then we can talk about EXP. Because
Right.
if we're not helping them with their business, I don't feel like we're bringing, like, if we're not focused on their business, it doesn't matter about the model. Let's help you build your business and help you get to your goals and where you want to be. And then the steroids is the EXP.
Right.
That's where we can look at what does your future look like and help
Right.
building that future piece. But it's truly like, the way I look at it is, how can we really coach you to get you to where you want to go? And
Yeah, absolutely.
and I
I
think
think,
that's really the special sauce of EXP.
yeah, the coaching part of it I felt was very important, especially for, when just from my experience, when I came on, I interviewed with several top agents across the country to kind of figure out what I realized with EXP is that the I think really you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, but really the number one dropout rate why someone would leave EXP is honestly because they did not partner with the correct business partners to continue to help grow their business. And so I really just want to harp a little bit on how important it is to make sure you're partnering with someone that really absolutely cares and wants to dive in and help you build your business. I mean, I'm a prime example. We've tripled our business and grown it to eight producing agents on our team, and we are absolutely thrilled. We're expanding into many more areas to come. So we're super excited about that. But can you speak a little bit about like on how important it is to make sure you're partnering with the right agents at EXP?
Yeah, I mean, birds of a feather flock together.
That's right.
And so, it's, you need to find people that are like-minded and feel like through an association can help benefit you. And so, to me, collaboration, like it, everybody has my cell phone, everybody can reach me by text. I mean, I look at this as a business partnership.
Hmm.
And so, I think when you talk about the dropout rate, when people, I think a lot of times people are looking for the magic pill, and there's not a magic pill. The magic pill is you either tearing it up, busting your, what, and doing everything that you can to get your name out there and build a brand. But the other big piece is having some sort of coach or mentor,
That's right.
or having some sort of collaborative group. And so, what I like to do is I just say, look, hey, why don't you come and check out one of our Monday masterminds and
Hmm.
see what kind of, like, collaboration that we have on a weekly basis, and see if this kind of fits your mindset, and see
Yeah.
if this brings you benefit.
Yeah. Team
And
Accelerate's got a really cool culture within that group. That's what I do all the time is I invite people to that Monday mastermind, or if they're a team leader, a broker owner, I want to invite them to our team leader mastermind, which is even more high level,
yeah,
really kind of understanding, not having to figure it out on your own. I mean, that's the brutal part about real estate is you feel like a lone wolf sometimes, and you want to figure it, and you end up having to figure it out by yourself because number one, you may not be with the right agency that's there. Like, is the agency you're at, are you the top dog, and why are you the top dog?
hmm
Is anyone at that company taking you to the next level? And so I feel like every time I present a question to you guys, like we talked about expansion, and you hooked me up with Vlad, and
yeah,
that dude is doing it at a
brilliant.
super high level.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
And I think that's also one of the cool parts of, we have, no matter, if they're at EXP, I feel like everybody's all in,
Hmm.
because if we have an EXP agent, and we'll just say Chicago,
Yep.
if they're winning, then we want to support them and we want to be a cheerleader for them, because if they're winning, then in essence we're winning, because if we're putting up great numbers, our stock is going to be in a better place.
Hmm.
So that's probably, the community is really able to give back and be a cheerleader for everybody, which is, I feel like most real estate companies is more on the cutthroat side, where I feel like this company, we're all cheerleaders for everybody because we all have a vested interest in seeing the company succeed, and where most don't. So
Yeah.
I think that's the unique piece. And that's where, like, hey, you were interested in one thing. All right, I don't know a ton about it, so let me do this. I know somebody that does, and let me pull them in on a conversation.
Very cool. Well, man, you have just absolutely dropped some bombs on this interview. So thank you so much for sharing. Do you have any parting words for agents, or maybe even just broker owners that may have some more questions or whatever? Let us know how they can contact you.
Yeah, they can reach out directly on my cell, 205-218-7560.
Cool.
I mean, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Gusty Gulas. That's the
right.
bonus of having a weird name. You can find me easily. But I think if you're watching this, there is some sort of interest.
Mm-hmm.
And my recommendation to you is reach out to the person that has sent you this video. Yep. And they will connect, them with myself or Alex or someone. And, it's not going to hurt you to do your own research and see what is in your best interest. Because is it more important to take care of your family or to take care of your broker? And, aligning with eXp could be of benefit to you and your family. So give it an option, or at least make it your plan B.
Mm-hmm.
But at a minimum, you should at least have a conversation to see, what does the future look like? How can this business model help you? What does a collaboration look like? And where do you want to go? And could our group help coach you there? So just be open. I think that's the biggest thing. And that's all. That's all I really ask for folks.
Very cool. Well, you kind of stole my line. So I was going to tell everybody
Oh,
here that's
man.
watching the video, make
right.
sure to reach back out to the person that shared this video with you, who plugged you into this content. Gusty, thank you so much for coming on today and really sharing your wisdom. Gosh, man, super awesome having you on.
Yeah, buddy.
And absolutely. So thank you. And for everybody watching, leave us a comment. Let us know what you liked about the interview. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to me on YouTube, and we will catch you guys on the next interview with an ex-team member.